I never imagined I'd be a single mom. For years, I lived in a house filled with silence, the kind that screams louder than any words ever could. He told me what to wear, how to think, who to be. It was a slow fade, this disappearing act I was performing every single day. And then, one gray morning, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the woman staring back at me. Her eyes were empty. Her smile was a ghost. In that moment, something shifted. I knew that leaving wasn't just an option. It was survival. So I packed a bag, quietly closed the door on that life, and walked out into the unknown, with nothing but my 2 children and a heart full of fear and a tiny, flickering spark of hope. The first few months were a blur of fear and exhaustion. The weight of it all was crushing. I was juggling overdue bills, scrambling to put dinner on the table, working late into the night long after my kids were asleep. The world felt so big and I felt so small. There were nights I'd just sit in the dark, the silence of my tiny apartment feeling just as loud as the silence I had left behind, and I'd wonder if I had made a terrible mistake. Was I strong enough to do this alone? Had I ruined my children's lives? But then, in those quiet moments, something beautiful would happen. I'd hear my son laugh in his sleep, a pure, joyful sound. My daughter would wrap her little arms around my neck for no reason at all, just a spontaneous hug that said everything. And in those moments, I realized something profound. Maybe they didn't need a perfect mom. Maybe they didn't need a big house or 2 parents under one roof. Maybe, just maybe, they just needed me. Happy, present, and free. So, I stopped waiting for someone to come and save me. I started saving myself. It began with small acts of rebellion against the life I used to live. I learned to breathe without permission, to laugh without fear of judgment. I started painting again, letting colors spill onto a canvas, creating worlds that were entirely my own. I started running, my feet pounding the pavement, not running from anything, but running towards myself. I would sit alone in a cafe, savoring a cup of coffee and just watch the world go by, feeling a sense of peace I hadn't known in years. Healing wasn't a sudden miracle. It wasn't a straight line. It was 1,000 tiny, deliberate steps back to the woman I had almost forgotten. It was messy and beautiful and entirely mine. Then, when I had finally built a life I was proud of, when I was so full of my own light that I wasn't looking for anyone else to complete me, love appeared. It wasn't loud or demanding. It was quiet and gentle, the kind that listened more than it spoke, the kind that waited patiently, the kind that saw me for who I was, not for who it wanted me to be. He didn't try to fix me, because he knew I was never broken. He simply held my hand and reminded me of the strength I already had, reflecting my own light back at me, making it even brighter. To every woman out there who feels lost, who feels like her story is over, I promise you, it's not. This is just a chapter, not the whole book. You will laugh again, a deep from the belly laugh that makes your eyes water. You will love again, with a heart that is wiser and stronger. And one day, you'll wake up, you'll watch the sunrise, and you'll realize that the storm didn't destroy you. It just watered the seeds of the incredible person you were always meant to be. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing. Thank you for listening a mother's story, my story, our story.